So we are going to present on a 2-year project. So this is our vision: empowering youths and embracing talents for bringing them closer to Krishna. Our mission plan: to generate a team of inspired, serious and committed youths for spreading Srila Prabhupada's mission by giving spiritual, physical, emotional and intellectual care to those who are chanting minimum 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So what are the key result areas will be presented by Ashay Krishna Prabhu.
So there are four aspects: spiritual, physical, emotional and intellectual. We are taking just one, that is spiritual. So these are the key result areas in spiritual care. So first is sadhana, contact with spiritual energy attentively and submissively. Second is seva, engaging body, mind and words in Krishna and his devotee service. And third is sadachar, cultural engineering, learning to deal within and without devotee community. Then sang, senior, attentive and submissive association with spiritually elevated personalities. Sankirtan, training devotees for outreach, college preaching and whatever preaching programs. Siksha, systematic training and education regarding knowledge, skills and values of Krishna consciousness. So these are the key result areas we have identified in a spiritual section. So now we are taking one key result areas, that is sadhana or spiritual practices, and we have defined objectives for that. So objectives are chanting, reading, hearing and morning program. So objective is giving highest priority to chanting minimum 16 rounds every day, reading weekly 5 hours minimum Srila Prabhupada books, hearing weekly 5 hours minimum prescribed lectures, and morning program, full morning program daily. So if these 4 things, if somebody is doing, then we will assume that our first key result areas is being fulfilled. Now we have taken all these 4 objectives and we have chalked out some SMART goals, means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time based. So regarding chanting, we have made goal by 1 year we will start those people will be start finishing their 16 rounds before 7:30 AM. Reading, by 1 year he will be start reading Srila Prabhupada books 5 hours per week. Hearing, same. Then morning program, by 1 year he will start hearing prescribed lectures 5 hours on weekly basis. Now to achieve these goals we have to do few things, that is action plan. So Sir Mangal Kaur Prabhu will present action plan.
Hare Krishna. So as we know that every kind of action needs some training to do. Unless we train a devotee in doing certain things, he will not be able to do that thing perfectly. So we have following action plans. So there are 4 things in the action plan. Who will do the task, what are the particular tasks, whether the tasks are done or not, or what are the date of completion. So this is our 2-year agenda. So for chanting, we have planned to conduct Namamrita session by His Holiness Bhakti Bhagavad Swami Maharaj, and His Gopi Mahaprabhu will be coordinating for that. Sadhana camp will be conducted by His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj, and His Grace Nimai Anand Prabhu will be coordinating for that. And at the same time we have weekend chanting groups, and His Grace Sunyal Gaurang Prabhu will be coordinating for that. For Namamrita session we wish to complete by 31st December of this year, and sadhana camp and weekend chanting sadhana camp we plan to conduct by 31st of March next year, and weekend chanting groups are going to start from 10th of October of this year. As far as reading is concerned, reading reform will be coordinated by His Grace Mohan Krishna Prabhu. Everyday reading circle will be coordinated by His Grace Nimai Nitai Prabhu, and weekend sadhana card in which there will be all details of reading, hearing, etc., especially reading, that will be coordinated by His Grace Gopi Mahaprabhu. And the target dates are respectively 20th of February 2016, 2nd November 2015, and 6th of October 2015. That is every Tuesday. Similarly, for hearing reform seminar by His Holiness Jai Advait Swami Maharaj, which will be coordinated by His Grace Nimai Anand Prabhu. Everyday hearing circles coordinated by His Grace Pitambar Krishna Prabhu, and again weekly sadhana cards by His Grace Gopal Prabhu. And the respective dates are 20th April 2016, 12th of December 2015, and 6th of October 2015. Similarly, for morning program, and morning program workshop will be coordinated by His Grace Nimai Anand Prabhu, and weekly, and that will be conducted by His Grace Vanchivedam Prabhu, and weekend temple morning program will be coordinated by His Grace Mukunda Padma Prabhu, and the respective dates are 20th of April 2016, 12th December 2015. So these are our action plans for here morning program. So now communication plan will be discussed by His Grace Pitambar Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
So now there are many key audiences that we'll be seeing. So our key audiences will be the, first of all, the IMF devotees who are chanting 16 rounds. Then HOD in the youth preaching department, whom will be showing the plans before sanction. Then the youth preachers, the youth preachers in our own team, whom will be showing, like the plans will be showing to them. Then temple council, HODs, basically fund will be showing this plan to them, and then they'll be sanctioning the fund. Friends of devotees who are chanting 16 rounds, and finally the parents and relatives of those devotees. So amongst these key audiences, we'll be focusing on just one audience. That audience will be the IVF devotees who are chanting minimal 16 rounds. So here basically we see is a description of the need, interest and concerns in toto of those devotees, and the yellow portion we have marked here are basically their NICs which are overlapping with our vision. So we'll be just like, for example, we are taking the needs for these devotees, like they want to have, their health should be good, they should have proper facility, clean and healthy residential facilities, healthy, hygienic and sumptuous food, good job. But the yellow portions that are there, they are basically specific areas, like for spiritual care, which is our goal, to provide spiritual care to the devotees. So in needs, we have sufficient engagement in Krishna's service, it's a spiritual need. Outreach, giving Krishna to others, where they go out and preach, they conduct programs, give lecture classes, that is their need. Good spiritual health, chanting minimal 16 rounds, reading Bhaktivedanta purports 1 hour per day, morning program, and systematic training and education. With that, there are interest, so music, Harinam, training in preaching and management skills, which is very important. We are empowering them. They are going out for outreach, but basically they should have some skill sets, and communication and presentation skills. And finally, concerns, like that is a major concern, like how to balance study, spiritual practice and outreach, preaching. So how they can balance. So again, I am telling that these yellow areas are basically what are overlapping with our vision. We are showing this. And how we will communicate it to them. For fulfilling those areas that we are showing in yellow, there are certain initiatives that we will be taking, and we will be communicating it to them through various platforms. So we will be having weekly classes. We can communicate it by one-to-one basis. We can tell those students at the end of some festival we can tell that we are starting some new classes for you, so please come to those classes. Like that, monthly festivals can be there, so we can communicate these monthly festival through newsletters, personal basis, website. We can have some videos on YouTube. In previous festivals also, basically we can tell about these festival, blogs, email, WhatsApp, Facebook. Similarly, yatras, we can communicate about yatras through newsletter, personal one-on-one basis, website, blogs, email, WhatsApp, Facebook. We can also tell them about that we'll be conducting some spiritual training workshops for you, where we'll be training you in Vaishnava mood, mission and lifestyle. So we can communicate these through personal meetings. We can communicate by weekly classes, and in some camps also we can basically tell that we have some Vaishnava training workshop for you. And then we have Gaurang Sabha, Nityananda Sabha. We have to very carefully be telling this about on personal one-to-one basis, not basically after classes or in festivals, but personally we can basically tell to some selected students that there's some special classes for you, so we can invite them like this. Then we can also tell them about some musical training that we'll be conducting for them, like musical instruments and singing, kirtans and Vaishnava songs. So this we can also do on personal basis. In weekly class we can tell there are music classes for you, so you can come on this and this day. We have some classes for you. In festival, newsletter and camps, we can also highlight these things. And youth preachers training programs we'll be conducting for them, YBTC courses. So this also we can tell on a personal basis to these students. Providing spiritual culture for practicing spirituality, base facility, voice facility, choice facility. So we can tell this on weekly basis. Weekly classes we can tell after some camps like Utkarsha camp, we can tell now you can come to base. So like this. So these are some ways we can communicate. Now budgets will be presented by His Grace Mukund Padma Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Okay, these are the budget with for the local program within that area temple. This the expenditure was 5,87,000 rupees, which includes prasadam, yatra, camps, gifts, prizes, and everything, which had been overall expenses in the during the preaching program within the temple. And then the budget for the base, which we have the various base or voice outside of the area, that the 20,68,000 rupees, that was the overall expenditure. Now next PPT will be presented by assessment Nimanita Prabhu.
Assessment of other resources needed apart from financial. So as finance mentioned by Mukund Padma Prabhu already. Yeah, so human resources will be preachers, facilitators, group coordinators, camp coordinators. This will be like minimum. Some more like newsletter coordinators, this, then there will be extra, but this is minimum requirement. And then non-human resources, bro, you can explain.
Hare Krishna. So apart from human resources, we need lot of things to be used so that we achieve our vision and mission. So we need sound system for lecture hearing, and then we need mic, projector for projecting the PPTs or showing the videos. We need a classroom setup so that all students can attend the classes without any disturbance and distraction. We need chatais or chairs to sit, extension board for charging laptops, drama costumes, if at all our camps include dramas, so we need drama costumes, mridankartas for kirtans, laptops, japamala and mantra card to be distributed to all the students. We need mobiles for preachers, especially to SMS or call the boys regularly. We need vehicles to go to camp venues or to go to voices. The preachers can go there and give their association to the boys. And of course camp venue for connecting the camps. Srila Prabhupada's books, internet card and Wi-Fi to especially update the happenings in voice or in central voice. We get accommodation room whenever students come to temple. We need accommodation for accommodate them so that they can stay back overnight and attend next day morning program in temple. Prasadam, very important thing. Prasadam plates and glasses. Prasadam mats, beddings for their no comfortable night sleep. Geyser for next day morning taking bath. Pamphlets and posters to be distributed to all colleges. And very important is cooks to be distributed to voices so that they can get regular prasadam ongoing. Next job description will be described by his guest Gopi Babu.
Hare Krishna. Our department is ISKCON Youth Forum. In that devotee care and mission we have already seen to generate a team of inspired, serious and committed youth for spreading Srila Prabhupada mission by giving spiritual, physical, emotional and intellectual care to those who are chanting 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Our job title is project leader and we will be discussing about a project leader, what are the required skills and responsibilities he has, and reporting authority is IOF director. So these are the requirement skills. He should be very exemplary in the morning program. He should be very attentive and submissive. And by that, mainly basically the devotees, all the students should get inspired to practice morning program. And he should be a good mentor. He should have a good mentoring skill. That is care, appreciation, respect, encouragement. Yes, CARES. And forgiveness unconditionally. And skills in organizing. He should organize internally and externally also, and should have attended TTC1 so that he can present the things properly, and deep in study of Srila Prabhupada and exemplary sadhana scores. So his sadhana score should be visible to all the students so that they get inspired by practicing. It's possible, so they'll come to know. And experience in taking care of youth as a facilitator, caretaker successfully for the 1 year. He should be very much experienced. He should have nice, and then that can be feedback can be taken from the students. Experience in taking care of at least one department in temples, youth center with responsibility. Basic skills in cooking, budgeting, accounting, dealing with landlords, neighbors, etc. as a key audience. So by this, by cooking, you can give personal touch to the students. And basic singing and instrument playing skills you should have so that you can inspire the students. Accountable and submissive to the superior followers. And these are the few responsibilities. And the maintaining proper spiritual standards in youth care centers, and ensuring the function of all departments in youth center, making semester-wise report and reporting to the higher authorities, and ensuring training for every devotee staying in the center in sadhana, seva, sadachar, sang and sankirtan. Maintain a clear accounting system following the norms of the temple account department, ensuring cleanliness and good prasadam, healthy and tasty standard for every devotees. So take monthly feedback from the devotees and submit semester-wise report on new preaching and devotee care to IOF director through IOF coordinator. Attend monthly training programs conducted by Central IOF for sharpening his own skill. Ensuring spiritual nourishment of the devotee by inviting senior preacher to center and taking retreat to holy places. Ensuring participant in central camps organized by IOF Central. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
So they were in time. Amazing. So can you quickly go back to the vision mission PPT? Because we will do feedback of each item at that time itself, not. So any of you would like to offer them some supportive feedback?
statement was written, I think, in mission statement. Mission. So what I could not understand was that why care for only those who are chanting minimum 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra? So if I am chanting less than 16, say 15 rounds. Okay.
Another group of people are engaged in that. Other set of people are, because that requires college preaching, that requires separate set of skills. So one who is already achieved 16 rounds, they are chanting 16 rounds. So that person requires separate set of care, physically, emotionally. So therefore we have formed a different group for that.
Hare Krishna, wonderful. They mention very detailed information is given. If a new person can visually understand everything, just by read out and he can preach and he can take care of youth. Smart sadhana is given, but smart study is not mentioned in detail. What about that? Yeah. Means everything is detail mentioned about spiritual care, but study, because for students study is more concern. So only one point was there.
Thank you very much, Prabhus. Found that it was very good. Your presentation slides were very apt. It was very colorful and enlivening, and also we could see good coordination between the presenters. I had just a small question. Your job description talked about forgiving unconditionally. Now, isn't that a Uttamadhikari platform?
Hare Krishna. The vision statement was inspiring and excitement generating. I just felt for bringing them closer to Krishna. Earlier they had in mind for getting them assist Prabhupada's mission. So we made it even more personalized. You know, not that we just have got some work from you, but we want you to go closer to God. And then the mission statement part, can you go a little ahead? Actually, to generate a team of inspired, serious, committed youth, usually the word generate, better word could be empower, a team of inspired youth for spreading. And it would be nice, because everybody is asking this question about 16 rounds, why only their care? So we could also always tell the context when we come up in the, that this is only about this and there is another scenario that can prevail. In certain PPTs there are certain, I think, mistakes of typing, not exactly like dates wise, or it was not intentionally done, but it was not edited enough. And the 2-year plan was quite exhaustive and very, very well laid out. You know, who will do what, which sessions will happen, how to inspire them. The one additional thing I would suggest here is, it is not just sufficient to conduct all these inspiring workshops and training programs and everything. It is another thing which has been very strongly neglected here is the counseling part, where every individual is being actually made to practice and also assessed on a regular basis, which has somehow not come anywhere. Yeah, but counselor's role in making those things happen on that had not come. And go ahead. Yeah, this communication plan was also well laid out with all these key audiences. What I felt that the concern, how to balance study, spiritual practice and outreach, is actually a need. And go back to the need. Sufficient engagement in Krishna's service is actually a concern. Because I hope the boy is not so worried about whether I'm sufficiently engaged in Krishna's service. Concern. It's not a need. For them, I'm saying. So that just needs to be swapped around. And how to balance study, that's a need actually. Spiritual practice and outreach. So outreach they may not so worried about, that's from our end. But it is certainly under need on either side. The boys' side and the youth preaching organizers' side. Then go ahead. Yeah, here I felt the communication channels were very well laid out. कि कौन से channel में वो announce करना है, कहाँ नहीं करना है. So it was very well thought of. For example, Gaurang Sabha, Nityan Sabha is not put on website. So it's already well thought out. कि this is the channel through which it goes, in a personal way or whatever. So that I very much appreciated. And go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. It was not specified here for the budget as to how many preachers are involved and how many centers are involved or how many total number of youth are involved. So that becomes slightly, it's an open loop, guesswork. So you figure out how many we have, So it would be nice, we actually mentioned we have got 12 youth preachers, we have got 12 centers, and we have got about 200 youth. Some statistics like that. Then the budget, others can also figure out कि ये valid budget है. Otherwise it becomes difficult to figure out कि budget किसके लिए है, or how much number the budget is being. So that background information has to be clear. Maybe it is there with them, they have it in mind because the size of their yatra, they have peculiar things in mind, they have exactly figured it out. And I felt in the budget part for the base, they wrote for so many of the key audiences, but none of those key audiences expenses are coming in the budget. Like for example, conducting a bi-monthly festival for the neighbors, just giving them nice prasadam. So they are a key audience, so you need to do something about it. You just said it, that landlords are important for us, neighbors are important. So that is not reflecting in the budget. So it is more to do with this kind of cross-linking. When we are designing something, we have to be really aware of what all proposals we have already on plate and how will they reflect in all the aspects of our strategic planning. Then that strategic planning becomes complete. Otherwise later on you will see suddenly that expense comes up and then you say, ye to budget mein tha nahi, and we have neither got it sanctioned nor can we do it now. So can we just let go the neighbors, which is part of our main agenda. And I think cook was considered non-human resource somewhere. So that was little terrible to hear. This cook. I think that's a mistake. It's not like they didn't mean it that way. So go ahead. And I like the name of the department. I have devotee care department. It's a really, I think very rarely have youth preachers put their head into making such a department, and of course they do it on a counseling level basis or whatever, but there is no formal you know. So, and go ahead. Yeah. Every time I hear all these requirements and skills, I feel nothing short of pure devotee. Nobody else can do these things. But so I sometimes feel that we have to tone it down, and our wordings have to be such that the person who is coming up on the job should feel ki possible, you know. I can do this. I think all 11 are almost nice. Only that unconditionally part became a little too much. Otherwise it was okay. Go ahead. And in the responsibilities, it is just like you made that, you know, that categorized thing for the seminar to be conducted, person in charge, this and that. Like that here also in the responsibilities, although they are all spiritual, so to say, I think there are some major areas there. Some are dealing with strategic planning and management. Some are dealing with devotee boys, you know, what he should do in relationship to them. Some are concerning the in charges, you know, the IVF director, and in relationship to the body of preachers, what are his responsibilities. So if we can kindly make them separate, then that person also knows where is this going, and we also can very quickly figure out if there is something to be added or it's sufficiently done now for that. So that categorization will help. Just a suggestion, not that this is wrong, this is well laid out actually to quite an extent. They have gone ahead to the extent ensuring spiritual nourishment of devotees by inviting senior preachers, taking retreats to holy places, you know. And this one is most important, should take monthly feedback from the devotees you know, for his own. So very well thought of. So let's go ahead now, seeing their facilitation of a meeting. 1 year down the line, what all has been accomplished?
Hare Krishna. So we welcome all the devotees of our department, this IYF devotee care, and we are looking after their spiritual needs and taking care of it. So before 1 year we made all these plannings. Now after 1 year we all are meeting together. So before we start the meeting, there's some norms are there. Let me read it out for all of you. All attendees will be present for the entire meeting. No one shall borrow strength from status or position. We will value all contributions whether or not we agree with them. We will observe confidentiality within and without the meeting. Individually, we will accept full responsibility for success in achieving our desired outcomes. We will each honor any agreement reached, and we will confront issues or behavior, not people. And please switch off all your cell phones. And before we start the meeting, our Nimai Nitai Prabhu will start it with a spiritual theme. So I request you.
Hare Krishna. So as our vision and mission is to help devotees become very pakka in their 16 rounds, and then further service to the mission of Srila Prabhupada. So I found this very nice shloka recently, Bhagavatam. Aho batashva pachota gariyan jajji vagre vartate nama tubhyam te pustapaste juhu shashnurarya brahmanuchurnam grinanti yete. Oh, how glorious are they whose tongues are chanting your holy name. Even if born in the families of dog eaters, such persons are worshipable. Persons who chant the holy name of your Lordship must have executed all kinds of austerities and fire sacrifices, and achieved all the good manners of Aryans. To be chanting the holy name of your Lordship, they must have bathed at holy places of pilgrimage, studied the Vedas, and fulfilled everything required. So not only we are so fortunate, but by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, those students whom we are trying to serve, by stabilizing them in 16 rounds. So how fortunate for them also, and we are being engaged by Srila Prabhupada in this wonderful service. So fortunate are we. So thank you very much for this. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Nimanitaya Prabhu. So our Pitambar Krishna Prabhu will note the minutes, and as all of you know that we have already collected the agendas from all of you. We have given 2 days before. So let us seek the blessings of our acharyas before we start the meeting. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnanam Janasalakaya Chakshurunmalitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shmate Bhakti Vedanta Swamine Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you very much. So we have these following agendas. First we will see what is the progress in last 1 year. We will discuss it for 5 minutes. Then what are the challenges we faced, and some sub points are funds and improper use of internet. 5 minutes and 3 minutes, and we will see what the next year plan. And at the end we will have some time for giving feedbacks and question answers. So I request Ase Krishna Prabhu to please give the report of the progress of last.
Hare Krishna. So as we made plan in the chanting, reading, hearing and morning program related issues, so that we can in coming 2 years we can make people really qualitatively and quantitatively reach the goal. So 1 year has now finished, and it's very good to see that we all have done really good in our progress in action plan, executing the action plan. Like suppose for chanting, we have already conducted, His Grace Gopi Mahaprabhu conducted Namamrit session, and by Bhakti Brihad Bhagavat Maharaj, His Grace Nimai Anand Prabhu Sadhana camp, and weekend chanting groups are also going on nicely by His Grace Sonar Gaurang Prabhu. In between sometimes little lag is there, but occasionally 85% is going on nicely, and it is on time also. Then in reading related action points, reading reform seminar was conducted by Mohan Krishna Prabhu, and he called Prabhuji for the reading reform, and then everyday reading circle is also going on. His Grace Antardweep Prabhu, and weekend sadhana card devotees are filling, and His Grace Gopi Mahaprabhu is seeing. So it was a request that the sadhana card, every devotee I think is not giving the sadhana card. Some blank sadhana cards are coming, and few devotees we have observed that few devotees are writing like even number sort of thing. It seems like they are filling their sadhana card at the time of submitting, like 80%, 75%, 74%. It is too accurate to be true. So I think that this area needs to be looked on. So if Prabhuji can please see into this, how much sadhana card is correct. Then hearing reform seminar we did. So hearing reform seminars. So next meeting, till next meeting we will be done. So hearing reform seminar were done by His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj, Nimai Anand Prabhu. Then everyday hearing circles was being conducted by Pitambar Kishro. So in hearing circle, some concerns are coming. Those concerns we have to solve. Like some devotees are feeling that audio recordings which are being played on the speaker is not proper volume, and it is not clear. So we have to figure out technically how to, either we have to change the speaker system, or we have to replace the quality of audio, or how we can do that. If required, we can hire some outside people to clean up the audio and like that. So we will see with our budget department how much it will cost and like that. So this will be one of the agenda. Then morning program related issue. The morning program workshop was conducted, and weekend temple morning program also. Two base devotees from two bases are not regularly coming to weekend temple program. So Mukund, His Grace Mukund Padan Prabhu will have to see to this, that why these two bases are not regular in morning program. So that has to be figured out.
Prabhuji, may I know how many students are now regularly chanting 16 rounds?
So number of students participated are 1000. Number of programs conducted 50. Number of camps done 12. Number of students who are chanting 16 rounds is 182. And from that we have got 9 preachers who are preaching in new areas and colleges. And number of base centers operating are 6, and total expenses of last year 26,55,000. So these are the progress.
Okay, thank you. And now we have some agenda on fundraising. So Animayanand Prabhu will.
I just wanted to tell this. The total donations that were collected out of 26,55,000, it was around 11 lakh was the donation collected, and the temple expenditure from temple that went was 15,55,000. So it's a too bigger amount. At the same time, we have different programs also going on. Some for new boys, some for already existing brahmacharis, some for the PDC. So like that, it's a lot of expenditure. So if we can do something for getting it sponsored, then it will be good.
Yeah. So I already talked with Animayanand Prabhu. He is having some plans how to recover this amount.
So as last time we saw that our last year 1 year analysis shows that 15,55,000 rupees we have to get from the temple, and actually our IVF need to be financially independent. Rather than what to say of taking from temple, we should be raising fund in such a way that we should be supporting temple. So that's why this time I went for, when the ensems were going on in my college, the college where I preach. So I went to Dhanbad, and I met with the Coal India Limited chairman, and there when I met him, I talked with him very nicely, and I saw that he was very favorable towards ISKCON, and he was ready to give 10 lakh rupees. So I'm going to be in very regular touch with him, and actually maybe by next week I will get that 10 lakh rupees also, and regularly he can give us more funds. So I'll be surely working in this direction, and I would request all of us should be working in this direction so that our whole IVF becomes financially independent, and especially working on easy.
It is not like that we require the funds, but as well as we have to see how to minimize the fund. We had seen that our preachers unnecessarily the expenses are more, so we have to work at that on area also.
Okay, Prabhuji, please note this point, Pitambar Krishna Prabhu. And also the next point was there was improper use of internet. So Nimanita Prabhu.
Yeah, so it came to our notice that on this we put this Wi-Fi because brahmacharis have laptops, so they need to use. But then we found that some boys also were using Wi-Fi for their personal college work, and even 1 or 2 boys were caught, browsing wrong websites. So then I think now we should do something like hiring a hotspot, gateway, something. where we will provide password to all the preachers, and it is their responsibility, and then we will track through that password whatever is that username and password is given to, let us say, Mohan Krishna Prabhu. So then one central server will record, keep a record whatever browsing he is doing, so that to we take care of this issue. That is very important. Yeah.
Actually, regarding this when we went to lead program, there we saw there such system was there. They gave us username and password and daily quota of data. Although internet was not working all 40 days, but still. But we can hire some better good company who can do this. But this system was good, like giving user password like.
So let us now, we have to discuss about the next year planning. As a Krishna Prabhu, we have some points to discuss. So we have very less time. You can conclude within very.
So next year, we will be continuing all these things, and whatever agendas we have formed, this we will have to solve by next meeting, and whatever seminars these have to be done, these will be continued for next time.
Date.
Yeah.
So what will be the date for next meeting? Today is 4th of October.
You can have it after 6 months.
1 month.
After 1 month we will meet again, so that we can sort out these issues.
Okay.
At least those devotees who are involved in these agendas, they can meet. A sub meeting can be done, because of course we can understand, because of so many preaching programs we cannot meet very often, but we can meet. Sub meetings can go on at least, and we can do the meeting on Skype also if somebody is away.
No, Prabhupada's disappearance is coming during Kartik, so that is right time. That time everybody has to come together to temple. So that time we will have a short meeting.
Yes.
And before that, it's 12th, November 15th.
15th of November we will meet again. And by 15th of November, so Gopi Bhapur will fix this issue of blank sadhana cards coming or wrong inputs.
Yes.
And by 15th of November, like 2 days before 13th of November, Pitambar Krishna will figure out like some people who can correct the audio related issues or purchasing a new sound system. And Mukund Padmapur will monitor program in 2 bases, why they are not coming, and he will set the system right so that they start coming by next 1 month. So by 4th of November he will complete this task. And cultivating donors, Minimum will meet again with the goal by 15th October he will meet. And the hotspots, who will be taking responsibility? Okay, Asha Krishna will take responsibility of arranging for hotspots. And improper use of funds we have to minimize. And by 4th of November we can give a report how we are going to minimize our use of funds.
Okay.
That's our plan.
So lastly, I thank you very much for all your participation, especially Asha Krishna Prabhu made all these reports, and Pitambar Krishna Prabhu for taking minutes. And I hope that we will all able to help each other and fulfill the mission that we are trying to fulfill.
So he's kindly arranged for Mahaprasad for all of us, directly from Balaji, because his father is there, Pujari in Balaji. So please take one laddus for everybody. One laddus are there. So take
only 1 laddu, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. And also, because Nimanand Prabhu has arranged 10 lakhs for our youth forum, so we are thanking him very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. It was as if it was really happening. My goodness, I never saw such a well planned out. Well, I don't think it was an enacted one. because these devotees must have really thought very deeply, going through their own vision, mission, KRA, everything. What could exactly happen in the meeting after 1 year? It was super. Just 1 or 2 room for improvements. I think Sonar Gaurang Prabhu and the second last person here. Yeah, they had very little role to play. They're not much involved in the discussion, except that they got some Mahaprasad at the end. And they kind of felt left out in the whole discussion. And another thing was, I would suggest that this kind of writing is good, but it is not lasting enough. So we have to make a system of devising an Excel sheet. In our temple we do that. And we should just directly project it. Oh, that's a computer screen on which you're writing. Okay, sorry, I didn't read that. Why am I saying this? For others also, because the data gets preserved, it's easily circulated, and also it's very easy to retrieve it to find out what all happened, you know, even after 10 years, 15 years down the line. So I think they have taken care of that. So let's thank them by big Haribol. Haribol! Haribol!